Welcome back to the Latino Slant. Make sure you are subscribed and to our newsletter on theLatinoSlant.com. Pues vamos. Apparently, Gina Carano calls on Pedro Pascal, Kathleen Kennedy to testify over Mandalorian firing Hollywood Reporter. The actress claimed that Disney discriminated against her by turning a blind eye to politically charged posts from her male co-stars. Gina Carano's legal battle over her firing from The Mandalorian could feature a star-studded case of witnesses, including Pascal Favreau and Bob Chapek. Can you imagine that, guys? Can you imagine that? July 26 court document previews issues to be raised in the trial, tentatively scheduled for September 25th, 2025.
Damn.
Such as whether Carano was under contract on February 10th, 2021, when Disney purportedly terminated her for voicing right-wing opinions on social media. Max, what say you?
This is always what the media likes to do with Gina, is that they always pose her opinions as like far right or, you know, conservative or whatever, when her stance was that people were attacking other people and people were at each other's throats due to their opposing political opinions. Not that she was on this side and you're on this side, which is what Pedro Pascal did. But people seem to rewrite history whenever they do these, mainstream media journal articles or whatever. And it's frustrating. And the other thing too is that even if she was espousing right-wing beliefs or conservative beliefs, what's wrong with that? Every other Disney employee touts the leftist ideology or their activist mindset. So why can Gina not do the same? Right? So that is what is always so disingenuous about these articles.
According to the article, another contested issue is whether Carano was treated differently than her male co-stars. In her lawsuit filed in February, she alleged that Disney and Lucasfilm turned a blind eye to others, Max, just what you said, who she said made offensive and denigrating posts directed towards Republicans. While she allegedly was fired for her cultural and religious beliefs, she pointed to Pascal's 2017 post comparing former President Donald Trump to Hitler.
I very much think that if Gina had not made a reference to Schnazis, if she had used any other dictator in history, no one would have batted an eye at her comments. Just for some reason, anytime you bring up Stittler or the Schnazis, people just they just see red. They just black out.
Other posts from Pascal cited in the lawsuit included one of him comparing the United States response to those entering the country illegally to Germany's concentration camps. Favreau, meanwhile, would presumably be called to testify on whether Disney greenlit plans for a new spin-off titled Rangers of the New Republic that would have featured Carano's Cara Dune as one of its lead characters. Well, it did. And there's plenty, I'm sure there's plenty of emails and production notes on paperwork, saying so. Kennedy in 2020 confirmed production of the title. As far as the story, the development comes after a federal judge last week rebuffed Disney's bid to dismiss the lawsuit. That's a win right there. District Judge Peace Garnett rejected the arguments that Carano's discrimination claim are barred by the First Amendment, finding that the actress may have been terminated from the series in retaliation for holding disfavored political beliefs. Disney has argued that it's entitled to protect its speech in the Star Wars series from association with views that it and many viewers considered offensive and contrary to its message, which it said includes respect, integrity, and inclusion. With her ousting from the Star Wars universe, Carano potentially lost out on millions of dollars. The standard contract for regular series on other spinoffs is for roughly 6 years at a base salary beginning at $150,000 to $250,000 per episode, with each season consisting up to 10 episodes.
I think the biggest thing here is that, like you had alluded to, the biggest win that we have right now is that we've gone to Discovery, which means that we are going to find out the text, hopefully, like the text messages, the emails, the Teams, the WhatsApp, the whatever messages that were sent behind the scenes to basically say, take her out. We're going to see all that. And I think it's going to come out sooner or later. And it's going to, I think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be something that was professionally done. Like in terms of, I don't think they're going to have HR come in and well, we have to work up the paperwork. I think it's just going to be emails saying, oh, she said beep, bop, boop on her Twitter. We have to take her out, right? Like, I think it's going to be really petty or very unprofessional. And so if we see that from Disney, I think that's going to be a really big, I don't know, a really big dent in their reputation. So we'll see.
I'm just wondering if there's stuff that comes out about Pedro, because his lineup for the next 2-3 years is pretty big, pretty impressive.
Ooh,
How is that going to, because Disney had to really scramble to pick up the pieces with the whole Jonathan Majors thing, right? Basically rewrite the entire near future of the MCU. If there's some sketchy stuff about Pedro, what's that going to do to the brand over the next 2 years?
That's a good point.
It's a great point. And with Pedro, you know, with the Mandalorian, apparently they had to shoot his scenes for the film already because of his schedule.
Yeah,
Last of Us is done now. He did those concept shooting scenes for Fantastic Four, and now going into Fantastic Four. It's probably best that, for their sake, and like, you know, for and you know, citing all these different people in the potential witnesses for next year, that this goes away.
Yeah,
they just pay her off and bring her back into the fold. I think ultimately the long game that Favreau was playing is, we're going to get you back, Gina. This is going to take a minute. And certain people have to leave, but this is going to take a minute. I just would like to, I'd like to say also too, in this like very highly charged political, you know, election year, that so many celebrities and the things they're saying now about the other side, it is vile. It is like, I'm almost turned off now to even, you know, supporting these people as actors. And I never used to be like that, like supporting their work. You know, I've always like, just I can separate. I just can't believe what they're getting away with saying. I mean, even today you have the lead singer of Green Day holding up a fake Trump head.
Yeah.
This in comparison is nothing.
To give you a little bit of hope, Polly. I think there's like a few isolated cases where you can say, yeah, these people are like genuine nut jobs, like the Green Day thing. I hadn't heard of that. But at the end of the day, these people are actors and they're paid to be actors. And that involves acting off screen as well. So I've like that's how I'm able to just like, yeah, there's like, I don't like the idea of giving money to Disney, for example, just on principle. But when it comes to actors, it's a moral gray area, sure, but they're paid to be actors.
Yeah, I think this is going to be interesting, because I think what they're going to have is basically their subpoenas right now for to have like the interviews and stuff like that. And then if it goes forward to trial, then they're just given their witness list and stuff. But I don't know how much it will affect Pedro. I don't think he's got anything out there like that. But you know, it's a long way away. So I'm with everybody else. I think the discovery is going to be interesting, and let's see how it affects Disney as a whole, because they've been getting sued and losing left and right.
Hey, if a certain president gets back in the White House, who has blonde hair, I'll say that. If he gets back in the White House, I think a lot of people are going to wake up and they're going to see that post that Pedro Pascal posted a couple years back, where he said like losers in 1940, and it's like a Nazi flag, and then it's like losers in 1980, and it's a Confederate flag, and then it's like losers in 2020 or 2016, and it was a Trump hat, or it was a Make America Great Again or whatever. I think a lot of people are going to rethink their decision in supporting Pedro if they find out that was one of his takes, which will be posted in the trial, right?
Exactly.
Because
that's better. I go.